Joining us this afternoon from the Capitol Rotunda is one of our local lawmakers, Maryland Congressman Steny Hoyer. Congressman Hoyer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Victoria. Good to be with you.
Let's talk about the tariffs that are now in place for Mexico and Canada. Many economists say this is going to raise prices significantly for the American people. What do you think about these now being imposed on our neighbors?
Well, you know, Donald Trump promised he was going to fix the economy on the first day he was president of the United States. Not only has he not fixed the economy, he hasn't focused on the economy for all the time he's been president of the United States. And this tariff suggestion or implementation that he's put into effect is going to raise prices for consumers, for food, for hard goods, for cars, for all the things they buy. Their prices are going to be inflated when he promised to bring inflation down, and inflation was coming down. Now it's going back up. Unemployment was down. Now it's going back up. So that this president has not done any of the things he said he would do on the economy. What he has done is created crisis, chaos, and capitulation to Russia. That is not good for the United States. It's not good for the people of this country. It's not helping them in the services they receive from the federal government or for bringing their prices down so they can more afford a life that they were promised by Donald Trump. So I think that he's done some things. As I said, he's created crisis and chaos. He's fired a lot of federal employees, probably illegally, as the courts have found, because they've stopped much of what he's done or what the richest man on earth has done, Mr. Musk. But I hope tonight he will say that he wants to move in a positive direction. I hope he'll say he doesn't want to shut down government, so he's prepared to keep the deal that Mr. McCarthy made, that we made, to move forward. Frankly, we're at March 14th pretty soon, next week, and we will not have funded government.
March 14th
some
being
6
the
months,
possible government
months
shutdown
after.
date. Yes. Now,
March 14th is the date to which the CR, the authorization to expend money, goes out of effect.
Let's talk about tonight. Are you going to be attending the president's address? And if so, what are you hoping to hear that might ease some fears about the economy going forward?
Well, I hope to hear, and what I'd like to hear, but I don't expect to hear, is some plan to move ahead positively on the economy and creating jobs and removing the fear and tension that he has created with our federal government. I represent a large number of federal employees. What we want to do is right-size our government, whatever size that is, to do the job that the Congress expects them to do. We also want to make sure that our employees, contrary to what the Trump administration said, don't fear coming to work. That's what Russell Yost has said about the federal employees. He wants them to fear coming to work because they are seen as villains. Now, I don't know an employer in America that would want his employees to feel like villains in their job, because then they wouldn't be efficient, they wouldn't be effective, and yes, they may not want to work for you. And you need people to do the work for the policies that we set forth in the Congress of the United States and that the president executes. That's an important distinction. We make the policies under Article 1, the president carries them out. He's now doing things that are inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, inconsistent with the laws of the United States, and the courts are largely holding that to be the case.
Congressman,
so I hope to hear him say, I'm going to go in different directions.
I want to switch gears here. When it comes to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the Oval Office on Friday, you responded saying that the interaction between Donald Trump and J.D. Vance was disgraceful and destructive, and calling it that it was he was berated in front of the world. I see that you are wearing the colors of Ukraine and a pin that I think from this distance is the American and Ukraine flag. Do you think that is a message that you're trying to send?
I wear that every day. The message I want to send to the president is the overwhelming, the majority, the unanimous votes in 13 different bills in supporting Ukraine. The unanimous vote of the Democratic Party in the neighborhood of 212, 213 votes was to support Ukraine. It's not perceived by anybody except Donald Trump as the aggressor in this war. It's clearly perceived by all the world, the truth is perceived, that Russia, unprovoked, has committed war crimes, breaking international law by invading a sovereign country. They have shown, the Ukrainians, extraordinary courage. Zelensky has shown extraordinary leadership and courage in leading his people. And what he asked for is the continuing help of the West, of the freedom-loving democracies of the world, against a dictator and war criminal, Putin, who Mr. Trump apparently seems to like for inexplicable reasons. And I think what happened on Friday was a despicable treatment of a man with great courage, under great pressure, and what Mr. Trump had to say was not true. He said we had given over $300 billion. That's not true at all. We've given less than half of that. That's a very substantial sum of money. And Mr. Zelensky came before and spoke to a joint session of Congress and to all America through TV and said, I thank the American people from the bottom of my heart, and all the Ukrainian people thank America and Americans for helping us to thwart this aggression on our country and on our sovereign land. So that I thought it was, as I described, despicable. Vance baited and accused President Zelensky of things he did not do. As a matter of fact, he accused him of coming to America and thanking America in Pennsylvania. But then he accused him of it being a political ploy, because at that point in time, Joe Biden was president of the United States and who had proposed helping Ukraine in April of 2023, and we took 5 months to deliver that help. The Republicans were in charge of the House. They would not put a bill on the floor. And by the way, they wouldn't put a bill on the floor to help Israel either. So that,
Congressman Hoyer, we're going to have to wrap it up there.
The world is doubting.
We appreciate your time.
The world is doubting our reliability.
Congressman Steny Hoyer from Maryland, we appreciate your time on WJLA 24/7 News.
Thank you very much.